I would now like to welcome Colin Scotchford, Associate Professor in Mechanical Materials and Manufacturing Engineering. Welcome, Colin.
Thank you.
So, to start with, can you give me an overview of the MSc courses that are offered under Mechanical Materials and Manufacturing Engineering, and how can students choose the right course for them?
Okay, so we've got quite a diverse set of courses in M3. So if I go through them first of all, name them, we've got the Bioengineering MSc, Additive Manufacturing and 3D Printing, Human Factors and Ergonomics, Mechanical Engineering, and then finally Advanced Materials. So in terms of choosing what course to do, with Bioengineering, that's quite a broad subject area. So in Nottingham, we focus on biomaterials, biomechanics, and imaging and sensing aspects of the subject. And that really plays to the research strengths that we have within the faculty in those areas. With the additive manufacturing and 3D printing, if students want to focus on additive manufacturing, that's the course for them really. So if they're wanting to produce complex structures using advanced additive manufacturing technology, that's the course for them. With the human factors course, that's really looking at applying human-centered design principles to address practical challenges within engineering generally. And that's quite an increasingly sought after area within industry currently. The mechanical engineering, that's looking at a whole scale of engineering from small components through to large scale machines. And students can specialise within that course. So we've got streams in automotive, in aerospace, in manufacturing, and in what we term advanced mechanical engineering. And then the fifth one, the advanced materials, that's really looking at the behaviour of materials and materials processing, so students can really make quite an informed choice on selection and development or design of advanced materials for a range of applications.
Perfect. So, from your personal experience, what makes University of Nottingham the ideal choice for studying these courses?
Okay, so really facilities, I think. So we've got excellent facilities for both teaching and research in all of those areas. And I could maybe give some examples for each of those courses. So for the bioengineering, students will have access to a sort of state-of-the-art biomechanical analysis of human motion lab. So that's both for sort of rehabilitation aspects, sort of healthcare, as well as sports science applications. We've also got a dedicated cell culture suite for development of biomaterials and tissue engineering applications. So students in their projects will get access to that. If you look at the additive manufacturing, students in that course will be part of the centre for additive manufacturing, and they have a suite of advanced additive manufacturing technology. Students will get access to that in their projects. Human factors, so we have a virtual reality classroom that they'll get access to. So that was the first of its type in a UK university. So it's sort of got the sort of latest VR technology that they can use in an immersive way. If we then go on to mechanical engineering, so there's access to sort of industry standard tools like CNC plasma cutting machines and CNC milling machines, for example. And then finally, the advanced materials. There are excellent research facilities for both manufacturing materials and characterising materials. So for example, we've got the nano and micro-scale research centre, which has got a world-leading suite of characterisation equipment there.
Those are some great examples of the facilities students can use while studying these courses. Now, if we talk about career progression, so can you comment on what industries do graduates typically enter and what support do they have?
Okay, so in terms of destinations following graduation, I could give some examples of sort of larger prominent companies. So from the biomaterials side or the bioengineering side, I'm thinking of companies like Baxter Healthcare, Smith & Nephew being two recent sort of destinations where we've had students going. In the more general mechanical engineering areas, companies like Rolls-Royce, Airbus, Ford, BAE Systems, Jaguar Land Rover, with students going to all those kind of destinations. We also have a stream of students who decide they want to carry on in research rather than going to industry. So we've got students taking up PhDs both in Nottingham and elsewhere in the UK as well. In terms of support, so the summer project is probably an area where which has a big influence on where students might go from their experience from the subject they study. So typically supervisors on those projects will have strong industry connections. We also have students who are doing projects which have an industry partner associated with it. So it's feeding into a particular company, the project they're doing. Another way they can engage with industry, so there's a number of research institutes within the university. So I'm thinking of things like the University of Nottingham Energy Institute, the Institute of Aerospace Technology, and the Rolls-Royce University Technology Centre. So MSc students can engage with those institutes and sort of see research being translated into sort of real-world solutions within companies.
All great answers. So from your own experience, what is that one thing you enjoy the most about being involved in engineering at Nottingham?
Okay, well, I'd narrow that question down to thinking about teaching within the MScs in engineering. So what I enjoy most there is seeing the enthusiasm and the development of the MSc students as they go through their various courses, and then sort of satisfaction once they've graduated of seeing them establish their careers. And sometimes, so I'm course director for bioengineering, students tend to keep in touch, or some students do, and I'm getting feedback from students maybe 10, 15 years down the line as they progress through their career. So that's really satisfying seeing that.
Perfect. I think that's all the questions we have for you today. Thank you for being with us today, Colin.